Hey there, my name is David and welcome back to the Restyle File, where I talk all things reselling, be it pricing, sourcing, selling, all you need to know. If you yourself are a reseller or are interested in getting into reselling in 2023, then I definitely recommend subscribing to this channel. Additionally, it helps me out a lot if you comment, like this video, and share it with anyone else that you think may be interested in this type of content. So in this video, I'm going to be going over what sold in the prior week, from Sunday the 8th of January through Saturday the 14th of January. And this is actually my first what sold video for 2023. If you've seen any of my prior videos, you'll know that I took a couple of weeks to close down my store, focus on the holidays, focus on family. I had a great time. I got COVID, but had a full recovery and am right back at it. Let me say that in my experience, whenever I take a couple of weeks off or anything more than a few days off from selling on the applications, I usually experience a huge lag where it takes time for me to sort of build up steam again for my sales. But I'm happy to say that it doesn't appear to be the case for this week. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we're starting the week with Sunday, the 8th of January. I had one Poshmark sale and one Mercari sale. On Poshmark, my sale was a pair of Mother high-waist Looker dark denim jeans in coffee, tea, or me. That's the name of the wash. Size 25. It sold for $35. After Poshmark's fees, I received $28. I paid $6.99 for these jeans, so my total profit is $21.01. Leather is very interesting to me because I feel like I stocked up on it. I bought like 4 or 5 pairs of jeans and a shirt, and they just sat in my closet for months with absolutely no movement. But over this month, December and November, I've seen all of them clear out. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm happy to see these go. The issue may have been that pretty much all the jeans that I've found so far have been skinny jeans, which are not so on trend anymore, but even those eventually moved. My next sale was on Mercari, and it was a pair of Keen Whisper hiking, camping, water sports sandals, size 8.5. They sold for $28. That was an offer that was sent to me. I do offer free shipping on Mercari, so after Mercari's fees and the cost to ship the item, I received $13.95. I paid $4.99 for these sandals, so my profit is only $8.96, which is not ideal. I think perhaps with Mercari, I need to change up my strategy a bit, and if an item I see selling under $30, I probably need to not offer free shipping on it. Just because I find that even with pirate ship, almost everything is still adding up to at least $7 to $10 for shipping. I did accept the offer on these just because these had been sitting in my closet for a while and had not moved, and I was ready to see them go. Next day we're going to talk about is Monday the 9th. I had 2 Poshmark sales. On Poshmark, my first sale was a Kate Spade Girl light pink down blend puffer coat size 8. This was in one of my prior haul videos. It sold for $55. After Poshmark's fees, I received $44. I paid $4.99 for this at Goodwill, so my total profit is $38.01. I typically don't spend much time in the kids section just because I don't think there's really a lot of high value items there, but every once in a while with the outerwear you could strike some luck. The next item to sell on Poshmark was a pair of vintage Orvis 100% cotton moleskin khaki camel chino outdoor pants, size 34 by 32. They sold for $45. After Poshmark's fees, I received $34.28. That's because I used the application FLYP in order to send offers to likers about 5 minutes after they like an item. So it does offer reduced shipping, which I do have to foot the bill for. But I only paid $2.25 for this item at a family thrift center outlet, so my total profit on that item was $32.03. Orvis is not typically a brand that I really look that closely at, but I did notice that with this particular type of pant, moleskin, so it's kind of similar to corduroy. It's a very resilient sort of cotton pant, and it's often used for field stuff or hunting, something like that. I noticed on eBay that moleskin pants by Orvis have over 100% sell-through rate. So definitely kind of a bolo for that particular thing. I think maybe just moleskin pants in general. And if I could describe the fabric, it's kind of like corduroy, a little bit almost like faux suede. Definitely something you want to keep your eye out for if you see them in the thrift store. The next day we're going to talk about is Tuesday the 10th. I had one Poshmark sale, two eBay sales, and one really great bundle sale on Mercari. My first bundle sale, actually. Starting with the Poshmark sale, it was for a pair of Joie Gabriel Thames straight leg patch pocket jeans size 28. They sold for $55. That was an offer sent to me by a liker. So after Poshmark's fees, I received $44. I did pay up for these in the boutique section of Goodwill. I paid $12.99. So my total profit is $31.01. Joie, I pick very carefully. To be honest, it is actually the first time I've ever picked up a Joie piece. It is expensive retail. It's accepted by the RealReal. They do not price it well at all. Not a lot of people seem to really be looking for it. But this was a sort of wide leg pant. The patch pockets are very popular. So I figured I would give this one a shot, and it appears it was worth it. On eBay, I sold a pair of Madewell tall, curvy, high-rise, skinny Tencel jeans in Danny Wash size 26 tall, and they were new with tags. They sold for $60. After Poshmark's fees, I received $48. I paid $6 for these, so my total profit on those pants was $42. That seems pretty rare to me, just because I feel like you really can't get that much for Madewell anymore. Especially Madewell skinny jeans, but I suppose the fact that they were new with tags, that they were a sort of special size, they were a tall size, worked in their favor. I don't really pick up Madewell that much anymore, unless it's very, very current in terms of style. The next item to sell on eBay was a pair of J. McLaughlin blue to white gradient ombre JC slim jeans size 10. They sold for $37.50. That was an offer sent to me by a watcher. So if eBay were to take 20%, I'm just sort of estimating that amount, that would leave me with $30. I paid $5 for these jeans, so my profit there would be $25. J. McLaughlin brand, I haven't done too much with. I've only sold a couple of pieces. So very, very style dependent. To be honest, I probably wouldn't pick these pants up again just because the ombre, the gradient, it's very sort of dated. And on Mercari, I sold my first ever bundle. This bundle included a Kate Spade Rissa dress, a Sweaty Betty Zero Gravity 7/8 elephant camo print leggings, and Aloe Vapor high-waisted leggings. This buyer had actually messaged me back in like November about the Aloe leggings and asked what I would be willing to do in terms of price for them. And I told them something and they said, okay, I'll take a look at your closet. Cue 2 months later, they suddenly become very interested and they go ahead and bundle 2 other items in there. And I did offer them a pretty good discount. It would have been probably about $225 for all 3 items, but I offered them a discount of $175 for all items, including shipping. So after paying for shipping and taking into account Mercari's fees, I would receive $138.72. I paid about $29.97 for these items, so my profit would be $108.75. What a great Mercari sale. The Kate Spade dress I picked up in the boutique section of a Goodwill for, I believe, about $15. The Sweaty Betty Zero Gravity leggings, my first time buying that brand, I picked them up just from the regular sales floor, so they were about $4.99. And the Aloe Vapor high-waisted leggings were from the boutique section, so they cost $9.99. The next day we're talking about is Wednesday the 11th. I had 5 Poshmark sales and 1 Mercari sale. The first item to sell on Poshmark was an etc. tailored virgin wool coat size 12. It sold for $64. That was an offer sent to me by a liker. After Poshmark's fees, I would receive $51.20. I paid about $2 for this item. I picked it up at a pay by the pound bodega, so my profit on that item would be $49.20. I actually picked up this coat for myself just because I thought it was really, really cool. This brand doesn't really have a lot of attention towards it, so I don't know if I would necessarily pick that up in a thrift store. I did have that one listed for quite a bit amount of time. I'm glad to finally have it sell. The next item to sell was an Alice and Olivia Tevin Racerback black dress size 4, and it was new with tags. It sold for $112. After Poshmark's fees, I would receive $89.60, and I actually paid $2 for this. I picked this one up at the Goodwill bins, and I was amazed that it was new with tags, but for some reason, I find a lot of Alice and Olivia at the Goodwill bins. I don't know if perhaps they mark it up and put it in their boutique section and no one really buys it just because Alice and Olivia is extremely hit and miss, but I've found it probably about 3 times now. I don't go to the bins terribly often, but I've been lucky with that. So after the $2 that I would have spent on it, that's a very rough estimate, I would make a profit of about $87.60. Nice payoff. The bins is totally okay for picking up Alice and Olivia. Otherwise, I do a lot of research before I pay up for it. I feel like I've seen the same dress listed in comps selling for like $20. The next item to sell was a Rising International brown and blue earth dress size 1X. It sold for $35, and that was an offer sent to me, so after Poshmark's fees, I would receive $28. I had $3.50 into this item. It's in one of my prior haul videos, so my profit on that is $24.50. I picked this up just because I had heard about it on another channel saying that this was a very good brand that you can make a lot of money on, but from what I saw of comps, it's really not there. These don't cost a lot retail, so I think it might be very style dependent, and I probably should have just done some more research. I don't think I checked anything on it just because it was so cheap. But we'll definitely be mindful of that in the future. The next item to sell on Poshmark was a vintage 70s Italian leather equestrian shoulder bag. It sold for $50, which was an offer sent to me, so after Poshmark's fees I received $40. I paid $10 for this bag, so my profit is $30. This was a style pickup. This was a really nice bag. It reminded me a lot of Gucci. And I'm finding a lot of luck with these types of bags, especially when you use the keyword equestrian. That seems to stir a lot of interest, especially when it has like gold buckle detailing or horse bit type stuff. Putting equestrian into your listing could help generate more attention. The next item to sell was an Urban Outfitters black corset detail tube top size medium/large. It sold for $18. That was an offer from FLYP. So after reduced shipping and Poshmark fees, I received $12.68. I paid $2 for this, so my profit is $10.68. This I actually picked up just to have a sort of a layering piece for my mannequin. Just because I find that sometimes when I'm photographing certain things on a mannequin, I need something that pairs well with it. And this was an item that I was using with like denim mini skirts and whatnot, just so that my mannequin is not topless. But I didn't really use it that much, so I went ahead and listed it, and it sold after a very, very, very long time. Wasn't really my initial intention with it, so I personally don't really mind. The next application for Wednesday is Mercari. I sold a Think Geek bag of holding Dungeons and Dragons dragon skin. That's what they called the texture of this bag. It's faux leather. I thought that was pretty nifty. And it's a messenger bag. And it sold for $100. That was an offer sent to me by a liker. After Mercari's fees and the cost that I take to ship the item, I received $75.48. I paid $20 for this item at Goodwill, so my profit on that was $55.48. This is a brand you want to keep an eye out for when you're in the thrift store. I've definitely seen it before. Their bags always have a little patch that says bag of holding, and they're actually sort of difficult to find online in terms of, I don't think I saw any retailers that really sell them. I don't know if maybe they only sell them at like anime conventions or gaming conventions or something like that, but especially faux leather ones seem to do very, very, very well, but even the regular ones seem to do okay. I probably wouldn't pay $20 if it was just a canvas bag, but since it was faux leather, I knew that it could command a bit of a higher price. And that one definitely had a lot of attention on all of the applications. Oh, and the purpose of it is to hold like board games for like tabletop gamers, manuals, laptops, etc. Everything that a D&D person might need. The next day we're talking about is Thursday the 12th. I had 2 Poshmark sales and 1 eBay sale. On Poshmark, my first sale was a pair of 34 Heritage Charisma Comfort Rise Classic Straight Leg Jeans, size 36. They sold for $50, which was my full asking price. After Poshmark's fees, I received $40. I paid $7.99 for these jeans, so my total profit was $32.01. This really is a great bolo. 34 Heritage. It doesn't look like anything special to me. I don't understand the appeal of it, but it does have a very high sell-through rate. The last time I checked it, it was over 100%. They do retail for a lot. They cost like $175 for a pair of jeans. Why? No earthly idea. But I'll definitely be picking this up whenever I see it in decent condition. I actually went thrifting earlier today and I saw a pair of them, but they had some stains at the knee, so I did leave those behind. But otherwise, if they're in great condition, absolutely worth picking up. I believe I had those for probably about a month or two. The next item to sell on Poshmark was a pair of Hey Dude Comfort Misty slip-on sneakers size 10. These were in one of my prior haul videos. They sold for $34. That was an offer sent to me by a liker. So after Poshmark's fees, I received $27.20. I paid $6.99 for these shoes, so my profit is $20.21. Hey Dude will always sell, but I really don't see that many of them selling for a high dollar amount, just because they really don't cost that much retail either. I think they cost anywhere from $40 to $50 new. So I will probably only pick these up again if the price is right. On eBay, I had a sale for Lucy Brown Technical Hiking Yoga Camping Drawstring Pants size small short. They sold for $17. After eBay's proposed fees of 20%, I would receive $13.60. I paid $6.99 for these, so my profit is only $6.61. This, similar to Rising International, was another brand that I had picked up just because I had heard that it does well, but this is another brand. I think it's sold at most outdoor wear stores, and it really doesn't cost that much. So I don't believe I'll probably pick this up again. It did take a few months for this to sell, and it really didn't sell for much. Kind of goes to show you that some resellers have a lot of luck with certain brands. And for some reason, some of us, when we have those same brands, we can't move them to save our lives. I'm sure there's some brands that I'm able to sell fairly frequently that don't move as well for others. So just kind of one of the hazards of the game. On Friday the 13th, I had one Poshmark sale. It was a vintage Y2K cachet snakeskin print mesh midi dress size medium. It sold for $30. That was an offer from a liker, so after Poshmark's fees, I received $24. I paid $7.99 for this dress, so my total profit would be $16.01. I picked this up because I thought it was really beautiful. It looked like a designer dress. You could see that it looks really great on the mannequin, But I also saw other sellers who had the exact same dress and they were selling it for like $5 or $10. But I'm guessing eventually they're sold and maybe mine was the only one on the market, and it sold at a price that I'm comfortable with. I don't know if I would necessarily call Cachet a bolo, but I have noticed that all of my pieces by that label seem to sell pretty consistently. It usually takes a little bit of time, but it eventually does sell, and sometimes for good money. So very style dependent. I just picked up a new one. It'll probably be in my next haul video. The last day we're going to talk about is Saturday the 14th. I had two Poshmark sales. The first sale was a pair of Manolo Blahnik Caroline 70 slingback pumps in black matte satin size 6.5. They sold for $90, and that was an offer sent to a liker by FLYP. So, taking into account Poshmark's fees and the cost for reduced shipping, I received $70.28. I paid $7.50 for these, so my total profit would be $62.78, and these sold lightning fast in under 24 hours. I have seen Manolo Blahnik a few times, but when I check the comps, they really seem to be very, very, very hit and miss. I don't understand how Carrie was spending $500+ all the time on these shoes, just because they seem to be very frequently on the reselling market, and I see shoes selling for as cheap as like $20. And it's only very particular styles that seem to sell for any worthwhile money. But it appears that this one, the Caroline 70, might be one of those styles. I was impressed to see it sell very quickly, especially considering that it's a smaller size. I'm glad I bit the bullet on that one. And the last item I'm going to talk about is a pair of Athleta Chelsea wide leg lounge pants size 10. They sold for $40, which was an offer sent by FLYP to a liker. So after Poshmark's fees and the cost of reduced shipping, I received $30.28. I paid $6.99 for these pants, so my total profit on those is $23.29. Go ahead and round up all of my applications. So let's start with Poshmark. My total revenue on Poshmark was $713. After Poshmark's fees and some of the costs for some of the items that had reduced shipping, I received $577.47. My cost of goods sold for Poshmark was $84.18 for those items. So my total profit on Poshmark was $493.29. Mercari really performed well this time. I was very pleasantly surprised with it. I had a total revenue on Mercari of $303. After Mercari's fees and the cost to ship the items, since I do offer free shipping on Mercari, I received $228.15. The cost of goods for the items that sold on Mercari was $54.96. So my total profit for Mercari was $173.19. On eBay, my total revenue was $114.50. Assuming that eBay would take 20%, I would receive $91.60. My cost of goods sold for the items on eBay was $17.99. So my total profit for eBay was $73.61. You might be wondering, where's Depop? Depop just did not pop this week. I actually had several offers sent to me, but y'all know the story with Depop, where someone sends you an offer, you accept it, but then it does that annoying thing where it reconfirms it with them before it actually goes through. And I have offers come all the time that I accept, and it just doesn't go anywhere because the person who made the offer just doesn't respond to it, or I don't know. But I did have several. Maybe they'll make another offer this week, and maybe Depop will have its time to shine this coming week. We'll see. Let's talk grand totals. So my total revenue on all of my applications was $994.97. After miscellaneous fees from all the applications and the cost of shipping some of those items, that drops down to $897.22. The total cost of all the items that I sold this week was $157.13, so my total profit is $740.09. Not one of my highest weeks, but I am very pleased with this number just because I am so used to after a vacation or after closing my store for anywhere more than a couple of days, I'm used to having little to no movement on my applications, and it's always a struggle to sort of build momentum back up. But this time it appears to be doing very well. So I'm very pleased with this. I'm excited to see what 2023 is going to bring my way. I hope that you also had an incredible sales week. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Again, please like, comment, and share this video with anyone that you think may be interested in reselling content. And please make sure that you are subscribed. That way you are notified every time I upload more videos regarding reselling. I hope you have a stupendous sales week. Until next time, see ya. I'm trying to do some calculations to double, triple, quadruple check my work. And you know that annoying thing where for some reason, whenever you're trying to pull up the calculator, you automatically go to the clock application? Embarrassing.